Hello everyone. Just wanted to go and show you something interesting here. This is a candle. And in the 1800s, if you wanted to have some light, pretty much you needed to have this. An incandescent candle giving off light and being able to go in and, give you some light to the room, light things up a little bit so you can see. They'd also have lamps that had whale oil, and they also had lamps that would have that were gaslight. They discovered ways of being able to go and get gases coming out of coal and such. But if you wanted a brighter light than that, what you needed was called the limelight. So let's take this on over here. I'm going to turn on a little bit of gas here. This is propane. Now, this is not the type of gas they used back in the day. To create this thing called the limelight, they would use a combination of hydrogen and oxygen gas, and that would produce a flame that's really quite hot. Here, I've got some propane just burning on its own. I also have an oxygen concentrator running over here, giving me some oxygen coming on in, and I can go and turn this on up. And notice what happens, right? I can have a nice big flame here like this, and it looks really bright on the camera. But let me turn this on. If I turn on some oxygen here, lo and behold, I get a nice flame. It's an extremely hot flame, but it's not very bright at all. You can't really see. You're not going to read by this thing at all. So what's the solution to that? Well, guess what? In 1825, it was discovered that if you just took plain old chalk, and I mean chalk, like chalk that you'd have in a classroom and such, and you heated it on up, you could convert it from calcium carbonate into calcium oxide, and calcium oxide is known as lime. Now, there's no connection with the idea of lime, like the fruit, and lime like this stuff, but it's just kind of interesting to note that word that we use today. This stuff, calcium oxide, was called lime, and it was found that if you were to heat that up, and I'll just take this on over here, let's heat this up a little bit, and let's see what happens with this. Let's see if we can get ourselves going and doing something here. We'll just let that cook there a little bit. And as it starts heating on up, all of a sudden you have something here. Ooh, there we go. You have something here. If I put my hand in front of this, what you'll notice is that you got something here that lights up the room a heck of a lot better than a candle. So, putting this in front, this is lighting up the room, and it's far more dramatic if you were to be in here and look at it yourself. Ooh, that's bright. Oh, that's bright. Anyhow, this is called the Limelight, invented in 1825. It was a way of going and producing an extremely bright light, so that, well, actually it was used quite a bit in theatrical presentations. They used this. This was the original spotlight, okay? And they had this term: if you were in the limelight, you were the star. You were the one up front, and everybody was watching you and such. This was in a time before they had electricity, and they had to generate the hydrogen and oxygen on site, and it was really quite a bright light, something much different than what people were experiencing at home. So this is the Limelight, and once you take the heat off, it starts dying down and making things really, it goes dim. Hey, thanks so much.